Number one. Listen carefully. Number one. Jesus did not dispute the charges against the woman, which means the charges were legitimate. She was guilty of committing adultery. He didn't dispute those charges. Got it? The law, the Pharisees represented the law, and the law brought her to Jesus and accused her of sin. And sin, Jesus did not dispute the charges. He didn't say, you're lying, she's innocent. No, he didn't say that. He didn't dispute the charges. That's number one. Number two, he gives her protection. I need to write this on the board. He gives her protection from the crowd that was looking to stone her. He gave her protection from the accusations of the law, because the law condemned her. Correct? The law was upholding the standard of holiness. Adultery is wrong. But he gave her protection from the accusations of the law. But notice he did something else. He gave her dignity, which is self-esteem. This woman's self-esteem was damaged. She knew she was an adulteress. She knew she was guilty. She knew she violated the law. That damage, we don't know why she lived the way she did, why she was that kind of a woman. We don't know the circumstances behind it. But we do know that that kind of a life, those activities, can damage your self-esteem and your self-worth. Please, ladies, say amen. Thank you, all 6 of you. I appreciate it. Thank you. But he gave her, Jesus gave her dignity. Grace gave her dignity. How? He didn't say, oh, don't worry about it, you're a beautiful woman. No, he said, you that is without sin, throw the first stone. And when he said that, he was showing her that she was no worse a sinner than the very individuals who were accusing her. Come on. Because when he challenged their sins, they all disappeared. So he gave her a sense of dignity by letting her know she's not the only sinner in town. Grace does not deny the sin in your life. Grace protects you from the accusations of the law because of your faith in Jesus Christ. Oh, it continues. He offered her forgiveness. You see it? He gave her forgiveness. Wow. He said, where are your accusers? Where are those who condemn you? She said, there aren't any, Lord. Then he said, neither do I condemn you. So he released her from condemnation. He released her from condemnation. Do you see it? So what did grace do? Gave her what? Protection. What did grace do? Gave her what? Protection. What did grace do? Gave her what? Dignity, self-esteem, self-worth. What did grace do? Gave her what? Forgiveness. What did grace do? Release her from what? Condemnation. And then grace said, go and sin no more. In other words, Grace gave her protection. Grace gave her dignity, elevating her self-esteem. Grace gave her forgiveness. Grace released her from condemnation. Listen, folks, this is everything that grace does for you and I. But then grace made a demand on her lifestyle. You see, grace doesn't just give you protection and dignity and forgiveness and all of the wonderful promises of God's presence. Grace also makes a demand on how you live. And those who don't understand that, they cover up the go and sin no more part, and they say, oh, don't worry, it's grace. Be free. Do what you want, live what you want. God has forgiven you, past, present, and future. Don't worry about it. No. No. Jesus said, I've done all this for you. No more accusers, no more condemnation. And go ahead, go on with your life. But sin no more. And see, this is the biggest problem that the world has with Jesus. They want his protection. They want him to elevate their self-esteem. They want his forgiveness. They want him to release them from condemnation. But they don't want Jesus to make a demand on their lifestyle. They say, give us all of this, as though it's a menu. Give us all of this, but don't tell us how to live. And see, that's a problem. Because grace includes telling you how you should live.